How's it going, everybody? I'm Drifty from Driftwood Gaming. This is RPG Maker MV. We're looking at Dungeons of Driftwood. This is the next action sequence. I'm calling it Ice Beam. So let's have a look at that. We're going to be taking on a level 15 challenge. We are currently level 30, so this should be a cakewalk. No problem, especially since I took off the TP limitations on Ice Beam. This is going to be a 7 out of 12 star ability. Action sequence is basically using a common event that I'm calling. We're going to go into how I made this action sequence after I showed to you a few times. So it's going to deal 8 magical ice and non-elemental attacks to all targets, thanks to Yanfly's element core. Let's have a look at it. Nice. So basically, I'm just throwing an animation across the screen using DG_place animations plugin, and the first thing is doing the opposite at the bottom, using a common event that goes across the bottom, and then I'm calling another one that goes the opposite direction across the middle, and just referencing different animations throughout. Also, as the action effect is taking place, we're calling an animation on the target, so you should see animation on them. You may see that they're also being afflicted with the chilled state, so they're getting that state. It's an 8-hit combo, so each hit is going to have a 15% chance to inflict that state, so that could stack up. And I made states kind of stack in this project, so it could go 10 rounds or 5 rounds or 0 rounds, depending. Most likely it's going to hit once. But yeah, it's pretty strong, especially when we're way over leveled, twice the level that we should be in this area. But I did have a request. Someone asked me, how do they make some sort of like a Dukin style move, like that does a beam across the screen. I just wanted to show that person how I did it. And so if you're interested in seeing how I did that, stick around in just a second. Let's take on this boss. It shouldn't be too hard since we're so high of a level. We'll just show off that ice beam a few more times. It can critical, as you see. He's got a couple of nasty moves. Whirl can inflict bleeding damage on the party. This should do it. Take him out. Level 15 boss. No problem, no problem when we're using 100 TP moves with 0 TP cost, and we're twice the level that we should be. That's it for that boss. This is still needs some more tuning, actually. Even though we're over leveled, I haven't fully figured out everything I want to do with this boss, but I did add a new skill called Haunt. So there's a chance he could curse the party. And anyway, we'll get into that in the making of the game. But for those of you who just wanted to check out the animation sequence, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Give this video a like, favorite, share, subscribe. All this stuff is very appreciated. So those of you who want to see how I did it, stick around. Alright, so it's pretty simple, actually. This one I actually spent less than an hour on, so I'm getting faster with them. A lot of it I've been able to copy paste because I've got down and I figured I sort of know what I want it to do. So the more you do something, the faster you're going to get at it. It's just basically how it works. So this part is using Yanfly's element core to call upon non-elemental damage right here. So I'm doing ice element here, formulas, all that stuff. You can see what I have here. It really doesn't matter because you'll be changing all of that other stuff to fit your game. But what you'll probably be doing similar is the action sequence. Now for the setup action, it's the same as the other ones. We're not even going to go over that because I've already gone over it in every other, almost every other limit burst video. But the whole action's a little bit different. So what I'm doing here in the whole action is I'm tinting the screen. Remember, we got red, green, blue, and then gray, which is our intensity, and then the number of frames. So it looks like a lot of different numbers, but it's real simple. Red 100, green 100, blue 200 since it's an ice spell, gray 100 for the intensity just so it doesn't go super bright. You know, it's not a solar flare, so we're not going to 200 or 150. And then we're going over the course of 3 seconds. So brighten up the screen a little bit, make it a little blue tint over this course of 3 seconds. So what I'm doing here is motion spell on the user, then motion skill on the user. I'm pretty sure it's just going to jump to the next, but I wanted to do some sort of motion, and I did motion spell, and it didn't seem to do anything, so I just added another motion, and then it kind of works the way I want it, where you see after the charging animation, the charging sequence, you see the caster make some sort of motion that looks like they're throwing the ice bolt. And then we're zooming the screen back out to the, we're actually zooming out because we're zoomed in at a certain point, even though the number's smaller. We're at 145% from the setup. Now we're zooming back out so that we can see the ice beam go across the screen with a course of 1 second. We're calling common event 205. And then we're going to wait 2 seconds. We're going to look at the common events in just a second. Then we're going to call animation 491 on all the targets. Then we're going to action effect, wait for 20 frames. Action effect, wait 20 frames. Then every 2 action effects, so it's going to hit, then show the animation of 491 on the targets, and then action effect, wait 20 frames. Action effect, wait 20 frames. Do the same thing until we've done that 4 times, giving us 8 attacks. Then we're going to tint the screen back to normal. We're going to refresh the status, motion victory on all of the users but not the actor. Then we're going to motion spell on the user, wait for pop-ups, reset camera, show the HUD, and that's the end of the whole action. Let's look at the common event real quick. So the common event is basically the opposite of this opening sequence, with the added change of changing the 600 on the y-axis back to the middle of the screen, 360. So how the plugin command works, I've gone over it a few more times. You type in place anim in a plugin command. That's the command that issues. It's looking for some numbers. The first number is what animation are you calling. So we're calling 490 right here. So let's jump to that animation and look at 490. So we're calling for that animation. So basically, I just put. This was cool. I did it pretty quickly because I was using the tween function in this one. So I set up the first animation of just this one. You know, it looked just like that, and I moved it over here, and I just kept that at 100% and put that kind of where I wanted it to be. Then I went to, I added a bunch of blank frames. I went to frame 10, and I did the same thing, except I clicked on edit, and I changed the scale to 1000. And I sort of put it in the center of the screen, and then changed the X a little bit to the negative side. And then I tweened from 1 to 10. So I just went here, and then I selected all the frames, all the cells, and then I hit OK. And basically what it did is it took everything that was different between the first frame and the second frame, and then it filled up all of these blank frames. Except I added these little whirls around it afterwards. So we're just talking about this beam, you know, the center beam. And it tweened all the center beam so that it went up to frame 10. Then what I did is I added a bunch of more blank frames, went to frame 20, and then I added another just back to 100%, you know, on this first pattern. And then I tweened from 10, which is in the center at like 10 times magnification, all the way to frame 20, which is back to left-hand side with 100%. And then I did the same thing, tweened it, and then it went boom, and it filled in all of these for me. It just kind of made it, like, it's really, really cool function. You guys should check it out. Actually didn't want to move it. We'll put that 0 back, or the Y back to 0. So when we get it played, boom. After I did that, I went to frame 1 and I added this, and this around it. I magnified this one by 200%. Then I went to frame 2 and I added just this one right here, magnifying that to 200 or 350% or something. Went over here, magnified that by 500 or 500, and then I did it on frame 4, magnifying 750. And that was pretty much it. And then that was the animation like that. So really quick animation. But this little animation isn't going to go all the way across the screen. That's just going to show in like a little pattern in a certain area, right? It's just going to show wherever you call it, and it's going to just look like a box that flashes. But when you combine that with the plugin, we're going to jump back to that common event now. What this is doing is it's calling on that little box animation, and then it's waiting 5 frames, and then it's calling on it over here, right next to it, and then it's calling on it right next to it. So we're doing place animation, then the animation number, then we're saying X location, Y location, mirror, or delay, and we want 0 on the mirror, 0 on the delay. But what we're changing is, so we can see that the X location is 360 right in the center, since I'm using 1280 by 720. So 360 is in the middle of 720. So we're going straight across the middle, and it's staying in the middle. But the X is changing, right? So we're starting on the right-hand side, 1240. Then we're going 100 pixels left, and then we're going 100 pixels left, 100 pixels left, 100 pixels left, 100 pixels left, until we go all the way across the screen. So we're drawing that little box right here, then we're drawing the box right here, drawing the box right here, drawing the box right here. And as you do draw that box all the way across the screen, it creates the illusion of this like beam, this Hadouken type beam, right? And so that's how I created it, and that's how I did it. I recommend downloading my plugin and learning how to use it. It's very simple. The help file is extensive. So just make your animations, use the plugin, and have you're gonna have to use Yanfly's action sequencing, because if you do it without action sequencing, how you would have to make the skills is you call a common event right here, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna issue the damage, and then it's gonna do the animation after the damage happens, and it's not gonna look right. So just learn action sequencing from Yanfly, mess around with some animations, download the DG underscore place animations plugin, look at the help files, do a lot of research. It really gets faster. The first one's going to take you a while, the second one's going to take a while, but then as you build more and more and more, it's getting easier, guys. It's getting easier to do these, and even more advanced stuff is looking easier to do. So I'm looking forward to doing even some more complex, lots of simple ones like these. But even some more complex ones later down the line, when I even get this down a little bit better. But basically that's it, guys. I'll show you the other animation I did. This was a quick animation. I sort of just randomly, I didn't do any twinning or batching or anything. I just randomly placed stuff and then sort of added some random sound effects. You know, just whatever, like a hit effect. That's all. You don't even really notice it. It's just some sort of flash hit effect while the beam is going across the screen. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed these, action sequence videos, animation sequence videos, skill videos, whatever you want to call them, give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate that, and it helps me stay relevant on Google's, however they do their search engine thing, so that my videos pop up more. Also, comments really help, so leave a comment, just even if it's a one-word comment, doesn't matter. Really appreciate all that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if this stuff interests you. Check out driftwoodgaming.com if you want some very simple action sequences. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!